Hey, how you doing? It's Tim Scher. So there are moments in our lives that shape our destiny, right? Things happen in our lives that cause us to change the trajectory of our life. Now, a lot of times people are going through their life and these moments are happening to them, right? You'll experience a change in a job, a change in a marriage, a change in a family, a change in your health, something that happens without our expecting it, and something that happens that causes us to feel stressed, upset, worried, or fearful about the future. And most people are going through life reacting to these moments. But when you live an intentional life where you are always focusing on strengthening your mindset and looking at where you're at and looking where you want to be and figuring out every day how do I close that gap, right? How do I show up today living the best possible life? How do I show up today creating these moments that are going to lead me to a destination or a destiny that fills me with joy? And when you're living an intentional life, that's exactly what you do. You create the moments. You create the momentum. You create your own luck. You create your own opportunities. You create your own situations to thrive in so that you are getting up and having something to look forward to every day, right? And so I was talking to some friends and we were talking about what can we do to add more value to the people that we are supporting. And in my community of achievers, which if you're watching this, you're a part of that, right? Whether you've been following me for a long time or you just found me somehow and you're like, who's this guy? You know, with the shiny big forehead. And I have created a community of achievers, people who do not want to settle for the status quo, people who believe that they were called to do something great with their lives. Whether it was help other people or it was just to be the best version of you that you can be, however you want to show up. And I believe that achievers are people who live intentional, purpose-driven lives, where we are showing up every day focused on how can I make the most out of today? How can I lift myself up so that I feel great? And how can I lift others up so that they feel great as well? And Bob Proctor, once I asked him, I said, Bob, what would you say is, the secret to success? And he said to have a worthy goal, right? It's the progression of a worthy goal, which means that every day you have a goal and you get up and you go after it. And that's exciting because you have purpose, you have something that you're moving towards, you have something that will challenge you. And so I've started this journey. I'm going to be doing this new program. I'm super excited about it. I feel like my whole life, all 53 years of it, have been moving me to this particular point in my life. And I was talking with some friends and they said, why don't you do something that you haven't done before? What's something that you haven't done before? And I said, well, I'm doing this new program and I've never documented how I'm going to actually do it, and how I'm going to put it together. And so I thought that would be fun. I've seen other people do that. I follow Russell Brunson a lot and from ClickFunnels, and he runs a really successful company, and he documented, I've been following him from where he first started out all the way to him running this, big company now. And it's been really fun following him. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool if I shared something like that? Because I usually don't do behind the scenes stuff. And so this of these videos. And so I'm changing my stars right now by sharing what I'm doing with you. I'm creating a moment right now. And then I got to go get back in the house because we're having steak tonight. And my wife's like, where did he go? And I'm like, I'm out here shooting this video for my people and so my community. And so I'm going to document what I'm doing. This big launch is going to start probably in 6 to 8 weeks. And so it's going to be a really awesome 3-day event. I'm really excited about it because I finally get to share so much of what I've worked on for the last 28 years running a business. And so I'm super excited about this. And so I wanted to just start off by sharing a video that talks about the importance of deciding how you want your life to be and always thinking about what can I do today to make that happen. right? And that's the running question that's in your mind all the time. What can I do today? What's the big domino that I need to push over to make all the other dominoes fall over, right? You don't have to push all the little dominoes over. You just find the first big one, get it started. It creates a chain of events. And so like when I moved from Indiana to California, we did that intentionally on purpose. It was a really, from the outside and sometimes from the inside, it was an insane move, right? To be able to just, do that. And yet, in the first 3 or 4 months, I was, creating exactly what I wanted to. I came here to meet amazing people and create amazing connections and start a whole new chain of positive events in my life. And that's exactly what is happening. Talk a little bit more about that, how I did it and what mindset was and how I connected with people and how I turned that into extraordinary experiences and relationships and how I went from not knowing anybody to hanging out with 149 millionaires and multimillionaires, in like an 8-week period. And so I could not have predicted that was going to happen, but I knew that something like that was going to happen, which is why I made that big bold move. That's why my family and I decided that we were going to pivot. We were going to make this pivotal move. And when you look back on your life, you're going to see that there were certain times in your life where things happened. You might have labeled it good, you might have labeled it bad. When you look back on it, you're like, well, that happened. And because that happened, this and this and this and this happened. Like in my world of psychology, people say, well, if I didn't have those traumatic experiences when I was younger, then I wouldn't have grown up so strong or tough, or I wouldn't have been able to really have compassion and empathy because I can understand where others are coming from. And so now I can help them because I understand where they're coming from because I went through that. So I wouldn't change my past because it allowed me to become the person that I am today. Right. And so we are looking at these moments in our life and going, yeah, I can see how that led to this. I have a client that I started working with him and then he lost his job. And then it ended up being the best thing for him ever because he was able to pivot very quickly, got a new job, loving what he's doing, very successful. And that wouldn't have happened if he wouldn't have lost that old job. A lot of times we will not move unless God moves us, right? And so, but when you look back, you're like, oh, I'm so glad that happened. I'm suggesting that instead of those situations just happening to us randomly, that we pause them, get intentional, right? So that instead of going through life reacting, we're going through life responding and looking at looking at where our life is and figuring out what can we do to make this part of our life a little bit better, even if it was just 1% better. How can I make my marriage 1% better? How could I make my relationship with my kids 1% better? How could I improve my finances by 1%? Everybody's like, oh, we're going to 10x it, we're going to 100x it, and I've done stuff like that. But if you do it consistently, 1% continual growth, then what happens is it feels like you're just barely making progress, and then one day it's just whoop. That's what people who say they're overnight successes are. They've been hustling for 20 years and then all of a sudden, boom, it takes off, right? Oh, an overnight success. Yeah, an overnight success that took 20 years. And so we want to make sure that we are, sorry, my wife keeps texting me. She's like, where are you, honey? So anyway, we want to make sure that we are focusing on showing up and intentionally causing those moments to happen. So, all right. So that's my only point for today is just decide where you're at right now and where you'd like to be. If your life is perfect and it's just the way you want it to be and you don't want to change anything, God bless you. That's amazing. I haven't met too many people like that. Most of the people that I hang around are like, no, I want to improve my life. I want to improve my situation. I want to improve my finances. I want to have control over my time. I want to have control over who I hang out with. I want to have control over how I feel. I want to have control over, what kind of experience I have in life. Instead of surviving, I want to be thriving, right? And if that's you, then keep hanging out with me because that's exactly what we're going to do together. I'm going to keep showing you the secrets that I've learned from 35 years of studying psychology and human behavior and people that are wildly successful. So that I can share these strategies with you because there certainly is a mindset and a system that goes together that allows you to go from where you are to where you want to be. And I'm going to share both of those with you as we go along. So thank you for hanging out with me and watching this video, because it's the first one, like I said, as I start to document my journey of this new program that I'm putting together. And there's so much going on. I don't know how I'm going to break it down, but I'm going to figure it out because I'm intentional. And of course, I'm going to figure it out. Mindset. Okay. And then I'm going to share it with you. And then we'll grow together. So, all right. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll talk with you soon.